Hi, Dinah. I don't know how much I'll be able to respond today, so I wanted to respond to the lesson you sent, and I'm blanking on your student's name. It's something short. The string time is sounding really good. I think for your student to measure the difficulty of the third movement as 10 times more than the first movement would really help the approach to practice. I think that this needs some really time-consuming practice where each run gets its own practice chain, where the links would be slow staccatos on every note, and then I don't actually think rhythms are that necessary for this, but then I would do staccatos in threes, dot, 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 measuring the bow, and then a staccato, dot, 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 measuring the bow, and then legato. Really, really slow, because I don't think the problem is the finding the notes on the fingerboard. I think the reason it's not as relaxed and clean as your student wants is the hands are not synced up just right, and especially the hands are not synced up in terms of how much bow each of those eighth note triplet, each note of each eighth note triplet gets. So, I'd have him set aside an hour just for those and see what a one-time practice chain does, because he already knows it really well. And then what my hope is that will also slow down the shifting. The shifting tends to be very fast and a little bit later than I would want to shift for myself. The other thing I would start to do is, as you said, like the octave shifts are not always secure. Anytime there's thematic material, when you get to a shift, just back and forth it 5 times to make sure it's fluid, not to make sure it's accurate, to make sure it's fluid. So da 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 yeah 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 da 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 like that. Because it's not a fingerboard thing that things aren't always landing right. It's a fluidity thing. But it sounds really, really good. And I especially love the sound of the main theme, because the bow is just much more condensed is not the right word, because we use that word for like twinkles. The sound is more like throaty and like gooier. It sounds much more adult and mature. And there are endless layers of what you could do, but I think if you start with those two things, you'd see a lot of really enjoyable development.